Hello and welcome. I'm Adri Gregan, and I'm back for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. Today we're in the penultimate episode. We're in the final stretch. And what a stretch it's been. The Shibuya incident arc has been insane. It's been absolutely horrifying. It's been jaw-dropping. It's been stupendous. It's been indescribable, really. And I mean, honestly, what else did you expect when you had a 21 episode season and the second core is like, what, 14 episodes? No, it's from episode 6 to 21. So it's a 15 episode arc in an already odd episode season. Yeah, you can tell two things. One, that the production team really cares immensely about this show and about making sure it's exactly the length it needs to be. And two, that the arc is nothing to joke about. So it seems that my fears were fully realized when I heard the new opening playing so early on into season 2, and I'm not even at the end of it yet. So as far as I know, the crazy is still yet to come. Regardless, we are in the penultimate episode. We are in the second to last episode before I finally get on to season 3, and I'm almost caught up with you guys, and I'm less than a week. I'm here less than a week after the last one, which is really shouldn't be an achievement, and I'm sorry that it is an achievement. I've said it enough times that you're probably tired of me saying it, but I am sorry. I really didn't want this to become like a weekly show or even like bi-weekly. I was hoping I could keep doing my daily uploads, but with my mental health declining and with my own personal situation reaching a fever pitch, let's say, it's been difficult. I basically have to count on good days for me to feel ready to tackle something like the Shibuya incident, especially with what point in the story we're at. So I really want to give this series my everything, and if that means being a little less frequent, then I think that's a fair trade. If you disagree, though, please do let me know in the comments, and I'll just shut up and record. But I like to think that the audience I'm building out here values the quality over quantity. So until I'm told otherwise, I will continue to upload them exactly as I feel, when I feel like I can provide my best input and give you the best content. So yeah, that's what we're going to get into. And the best content is certainly to come, because we finally have our first meeting between the main character and the main antagonist. Brain, Geto, and Yuji. This is so interesting on so many levels. The more I thought about it as I was getting ready to record, the more excited I got, because these two really are both polar opposites and opposite sides of the same coin in many different ways. Both of them got more than they bargained for. Brain having to deal with Geto's seeming reflexes, emotions, and practically soul in his own body, like fighting back despite his soul clearly not being present, lending credence to the idea that the body creates almost a copy of the soul when the soul passes on. And Yuji having to deal with Sukuna, obviously. Both of them have been burdened with far more than they bargained for, although you could argue that Yuji did bargain for this. He literally ate the finger, but since it was that or death, kind of a non-choice there. But it goes even deeper than that, because whereas Geto is experiencing a body that seems to live on past the soul with Brain, I should say. Brain is experiencing Geto's soul practically living on after his soul is gone. So the body is almost carrying on the legacy of Geto's soul. Whereas Yuji, through Sukuna, is experiencing or is contending with the life of Sukuna, whose soul basically transcended his body. So in that way that they're effectively perfect opposites, which is really cool. It's really cool how it's not like literally, oh, Yuji likes life, so Geto hates life, right? Yuji wants to protect, so Geto wants to destroy. Yuji values friendship, so Geto values isolation. It's not such a clear dichotomy, yet they are nuanced opposites. They are complicated foils. It's really interesting, and there's so much more that I'm sure I haven't thought of, because like I said, the more I was thinking about it, the more things I was coming up with. And I'm really excited because even getting rid of all those like particulars and all those little specifics about how their situations are so similar, it's so different. At the base level, it's just the main character and the main baddie coming face to face for the first time. What, like almost 50 episodes into the show? So this is, who wouldn't be excited, right? You don't need to be a thematic master. You don't need to be fully in depth with all the different through lines and different plot lines that have been woven between these two to appreciate the fact that the good guy and the bad guy are meeting. And there's the thing I'm slightly less excited for. I've got a really bad feeling that Mahito's going to get away. And I really don't want him to. I mean, obviously I don't want him to, right? I really want him to die. I think I can speak for most of us when I say that. And if he gets away, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say like it's a bad decision if he gets away. Obviously not, right? But I'm torn. On one hand, I really like the idea that all of the disaster curses are just kind of dealt with this arc. It really hammers home the idea that no one is safe and that good guys and bad guys, the value of life has just been completely cast away for this arc, if not for the show. On the other hand, Mahito living on from this, being a creature of growth, he's going to grow so much from this experience if he survives. His first brush with death, with fear, with cowardice. We've seen how much Yuji's grown from such things. Mahito could become something truly terrifying if he gets away. So I don't know. I'm not going to say which I think would be better. I can't even say I have really much of a preference. I went into the conversation saying that I hope he doesn't get away, but the more I think about it and the more I vocalize it, I'm really torn. So I'm not gonna think about the future. Obviously, my expertise is in analysis, so I'm just gonna see what Akutami has in store for me because he's more than proven himself an incredible, phenomenal writer, and whatever he does, I'm like Freerin, I'm just gonna be fully on board with it. I can already tell you that. So I've babbled on for long enough, though. We are just going to hop into the episode that I think we can all agree I am just not ready for. Okay, I just realized this is episode 22, which means that this is an 18 episode arc, not a 16 one. Good lord. I mean, it certainly felt like it. I mean, it's flown by, but also it is just dragged on in the most beautiful, haunting way possible. So yeah, I guess we're going to hop in. But really quickly before that, if you do enjoy, please do remember to like it. It really helps me out. It shows the algorithm you enjoyed it. And same thing with commenting. If you want to help yourself out, go ahead and subscribe and check out the Patreon. I will do the full unaltered reactions in the comments in the description for this video and for next. But next time will be the last time it is available to everyone. After that, it will be $2 for Patreon. But of course, my YouTube version will be uncut. It will just be visually altered. So yeah, go ahead and join Patreon if you're interested. But I'm going to put all that YouTuber housekeeping things out of the way, and we're going to hop into Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 22. Oh, there's Skuna's crater in front of Shibuya Stream. That's the meteor that Jogo dropped, right? So are we gonna get a fight here, or what's gonna happen? Also, I wonder if we're gonna see more of the prison realm. And if Gojo's gonna stay trapped in there. Panda Senpai! Of course he survived. He's in his gorilla form, yeah. I still hate parkour gorilla. I hate it. Ooh, his sword hilt. Oh. He survived. Which part? He takes responsibility. Yeah, it's complicated, especially now that he has 15 fingers. Oh, right. Gojo was protecting him. Oh, is he gonna have to go rogue? Hard to blame you. It's really hard to blame you. Malaysia. We're going international? Oh. Tell me this is the same night. What is happening? And she's already. Don't tease me like that. What in the world? She wasted no time getting out of there. Oh. I forget if we see what that was. She's looking at stocks. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be good for Japan. Oh. Does that count as insider trading? Jeez. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of red on those charts as soon as the market opens. Tell me, there'll be some before with those freaking pajama traders. Wonder who she's talking to. Oh, this again. Oh, are we finally getting more Choso? We haven't seen this guy in forever. He's crying. Nichan. So it's like a world where he's his brother. How strange. He's just curled up in a... What is happening? I'm feeling stronger than desire to kill. What am I? Here we are. Oh, is the same OST? Yeah, that same OST. I think it's called the Prison Realm. Yeah. Give him. Oh, jeez. Onamazu. Alex, you know what to do. Jeez, just putting him underground. What in the... Huh? Oh, what? Yeah. Or I can just send out something else. It's like Mahito, except he has a much larger stock, and these are actual cursed spirits instead of just transfigured humans. My boy Yuji, you are not equipped to fight Brain right now. God, that's disgusting. Oh. Not the CG centipede ball. No thanks. Okay. Ooh. Oh, jeez, bloodied mess already. Toughだね. He tried to touch him? He's absorbing him too. I didn't even think about that. How does that work? Oh. Oh, God. Does he, like, lose his sanity, or does he just, like, become a slave? How does this work? With a sentient cursed spirit. Certainly looks like he's dying. That's haunting. Korekara no sekai. Oh. And one of the final times we'll hear this opening. Okay, so we're gonna have a discussion. Certainly better than the alternative. I am not liking our chances if we try to throw hands. What is gonna happen to the world? With Japan's economy that's gonna try not to just collapse, the ripples out to the rest of the world, not gonna be good. God, I'm gonna miss this opening. I can't wait to find List and Izo, though. I haven't heard or seen it yet, so it's gonna be completely fresh. Also, it's noted in the comments that something I missed, that Boogie Woogie, Toto's Boogie Woogie is dead because he lost obviously his left hand, but also his right palm. And I didn't realize that last episode. It didn't process in my head. So that's why it was a complete bluff, because when he had the palm, he could still, like, clap with someone else, right? But now he can't even do that because his palm is, like, gone, basically. Just the wreckage. So Boogie Woogie's gone now. So sad. Man, did he go out like a champion. Okay. Ogi. Supreme Art. Pendle. Oh, so it's a cursed black hole. I mean, not quite, but jeez, how much force does that have in it? I hope we don't have to find out, but he's probably explaining it for a reason. Like Ghetto? Yeah, because you lose it. Yeah. It's a good last-ditch effort, though. Or, yeah, you can use low levels and turn them into energy. You can start mixing and matching them. Buff, so basically just specials. Technique is extracted? Don't tell me he's gonna... Oh. What are you doing here? Okay, well, rescue operation is warranted, but none of you stand a chance against him. Especially with how little information you have about him. But I guess at the very least we can hopefully try to get him to fall back. Or even just hold out until other people come in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, unless you're fighting off against somebody like... This is MIWA, right? Yeah. I didn't want to be a burden. Come on, MIWA. Come on. If MIWA dies, I'm quitting, by the way. Oh no. Whoa. Jeez, just like that? Come on, Ghetto. Ooh. Oh, shit. Oh, I hate this show. Most shonen I'd be like, she's gonna be fine, but this show is... This show has earned the right for me, my heart to stop. No one's safe. Gawa. Yeah. Oh. What are you about to do, Choso? Is he also going to help try to save Yuji because of his visions? Because he has to know now, right? He's conflicted. What is going on with you, though? No way. He's Kamonori Toshi? No! I should have seen that coming. I totally should have seen that coming. We've got another all for one. God damn it. One of the many names. Was Kamonori Toshi just another one of his iterations, or was that the first one? We don't know. Hi there. God, and that's how he cut to the mid-roll. I can't even talk anymore. The mid-roll. What is even gonna happen from here? He's Kamonori Toshi. Oh. Interesting. So we know, could tell immediately. Oh, jeez. That's how we knew right away. Yeah. Nothing greater than that. Blood-related younger... What? What? How does that even work? He's gonna try to protect him. Mm-hmm. Oh, you have a lot to fill you in on. Jeez, it even caught them off guard. Yeah, he's strong. He defeated Yuji at his full strength. Or at his prime, I guess. Whew. I've got a really bad feeling he's gonna die here. I really hope not, though. We could really use him. We need all the help we can get at this point. Dang, Choso! Ooh. Yeah, just leave him on a spirit. Jeez, how is this even gonna end? Oh, jeez. Wow. That's so cool. Just the two halves just falling off to the sides. Oh, more projectiles. See readied. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of things on my bingo card. Brain versus Choso was not on it. That was fun. That was like a second person POV. Oh, just the effortless dodge. Jeez, he can keep up with Choso in close combat? You're kidding me. Oh. How was he able to keep up with him? So I guess, yeah, he had his whole fight with Yuji. You gotta keep that in mind. That was not long ago. For my little brother, yeah. Oh, his sense of brotherly duty is so powerful. Just a giant pillar falling behind them. Worse than stranger. That means they're closer than strangers. I mean, say that again, but slower. Okay. Yeah. And then you can figure out how you're even gonna free Gojo from it. I was wondering when you were gonna move. Ooh. Jeez. Ooh. That's one way to shut down your opponent. Messengers. They've got a grudge. Oh. They're angry. Yeah, I mean, they seem way older than they should be too. Given that they were waiting for Sukuna. Ooh. Let's go. Protect his body. I'm just protecting you. Oni-chan. Not the place. Not the time. Okay, Nishimiya. Please be careful, though. I can almost guarantee at least one person's gonna die here. Whether it's this episode or next, somebody's gonna die. Yeah, they're just gonna go. Jeez. Whew. We got that Shono Todoroki budget here. Ooh. Well, no, you're fine. They just said that. Who's he? Oh, we got a special grade here. From way back then, huh? God. I wonder if that's gonna awaken the inner ghetto. I figured that was Fiend. Oh, Yuki's here. God, this arc just gets crazier and crazier, doesn't it? But in different ways, right? They don't need to be more bombastic than when Skuna was awake, but just all these plot threads, all these character relations coming together and overlapping. Oh, it's just overwhelming. And Brain is Kamo Noritoshi. Noritoshi, I should say. God, so much to think about. Oh my God. I'm gonna miss this ending too. Visuals are nothing special, though it's got a great nostalgic feel to it, but the song is incredible. I adore this song more than words. Give you more than words. Give you more than. Final episode here. He just creates more, yeah. How interesting. Following it up with that. My heart can't take much more of this. Feel like it's gonna have to anyways, though. God, so much. Shibuya instant gate close. Reference to the gate open. Oh my God. There was so much in that episode. Before I talk about the actual episode, though, I actually want to talk about what was mentioned here. And I don't think I talk about these enough because they're usually sprinkling something really interesting here. I just forget about it because I get distracted by the actual episode, but they're going over the episode. But a lot of times there's some actually really interesting thoughts happening here. When one person's happiness conflicts with another's happiness, unhappiness is born. When two unhappiness collide, it makes more unhappiness. So when you get a negative and a negative, it creates a positive, but well, I guess it is like that. When you have a negative, negative creates a positive. When you have a positive, positive creates a bigger positive. So I guess it kind of works like that. Obviously, they're kind of inverted because unhappiness, negative, right? But that is interesting. The idea that unhappiness is created when two people's happiness collide. Though it's a bit of a zero-sum perspective of the world, right? The idea that, I guess not necessarily, as long as you take the word collide to like really mean collide, they come in conflict. But if it's just that they're interacting, then it doesn't need to create unhappiness, right? Two people's happiness can absolutely give birth to more happiness. I mean, I'm a perfect example. Not only me, well, in this case, my unhappiness is feeding your happiness with my suffering. But like when I'm working as a math tutor, the happiness of the students absolutely fuels my happiness, right? When you're doing pretty much any work for other people, you're doing a good deed or doing like working in service. Other people's happiness feeds your happiness, right? And if you come in with happiness, then it makes them happy too. But when they come in conflict, when we need to go out to eat. I want a burger and they want a salad, or I want to eat steak, but they're a vegetarian. We just want different things. That's coming in conflict, right? And that creates unhappiness. It's like the saying goes, a good compromise leaves everybody mad, right? Either one happiness has to trounce over the other one and stomp all over it and creating unhappiness for one person, or when they come into conflict, they can often both turn into unhappiness. Again, the two negatives both turning into positives, right? Two negative numbers, I should say. But there's also a third option, right? If two happiness come in conflict, unhappiness doesn't have to be born necessarily. I guess to a degree it will, because not all compromises leave everyone unhappy, right? Maybe we can go to a place that sells steak but also has vegetarian options. If I want a burger, you want a hot dog, I'm sure we can find at least one place that sells both. So we can both be happy. It's just a lot more effort that way, and you could argue you get less happiness from it because you don't get exactly what you wanted, which is the real contention, right? People who want what they want and won't settle for anything less who are willing to create the unhappiness in others so they can feed their own happiness. That's what creates unhappiness. And obviously unhappiness does breed more unhappiness, right? Very rarely does two unhappiness come together and create happiness. It's possible. Misery loves company, right? You can wallow in each other's despair, and that creates a little bit of happiness, but when two unhappiness comes together, it almost always creates more unhappiness. So I get that. Really interesting line. Not really related to the episode, not directly anyways, but definitely something I thought was worth talking about. I mean, it's a mathematical equation she presented, so as a math tutor, I felt like I had to talk about it. So let's take this from the beginning, though. As much as I want to talk about the reveal, God, just the rubble. I can tell this is definitely not the... We're definitely going to get a lot more of fallout of what's going to happen. I mean, with what she was talking about here, with the stocks. Oh, jeez. Oh my God, those massive volume spikes. I'm not like a expert trader by any stretch of the imagination, but I do follow the stock market, obviously the US stock market, and I do engage in a little bit of day trading. So I like analyzing stock patterns and looking at these things. I don't know what all these different indicators are. I assume the thing on the bottom are volume. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. It's not really relevant. Obviously, just talking about how this whole incident's going to be really bad for the world. Obviously. So I'm not going to waste your time going over the analysis of the stocks. If you want me to just like completely break it down and just like go bit by bit and see like, oh, here's a double top. Oh, as you can see here, there's a continuation pattern. If you want me to just go on like a random rant about that, let me know. I can make a separate video. I can just do it next episode's prep. I get a feeling you don't really want to see that though. At least most of you. Maybe some of you are just interested just because why not? It could be really funny. But she does point to a lot of really interesting things in this conversation. The fact that Japan's the world's number 3 economy and that these will have rippling effects, right? Because no one exists in a void, especially when we're talking about economies and especially when we're talking about economies of developed major influencer nations. This incident is a lot more than a natural disaster. This is going to be really bad. Not only because it happened in Shibuya, right, in Tokyo, so it's going to just be devastating for Japan's economy and just its business sector and just all of its sectors. It's going to be devastating for morale. The companies that were like centered around there or just even just had like warehouses, something as simple as that. All the workforce that's going to change, this is going to affect. This is going to have so many... This is easily going to could trigger a recession in Japan, and that could ripple out to the whole world. I mean, in the present day right now, Japan is a major talking point, right? It's a major contention point of potential economic turbulence in the world. Not as much as the US is right now, but it's really influential, right? And these things have these cascading effects. And it's really interesting that they're bringing attention to this. I mean, this is a very real and realized world. And Akutami clearly enjoys building out his world and having these echoing effects, even though we haven't seen a very like large societal perspective in the show so far. Not too much, anyways. Obviously, because most of what happens in the show isn't made available, isn't made. The public isn't made aware of that, right? This is happening like under wraps. But how do you keep this under wraps, right? You can't just write this off as, I mean, you can try, but I don't think you can just write this off as a terrorist attack or as some natural disaster. I mean, a whole block, if not more, of Shibuya was leveled. And there's going to be footage of that sitting around. People are going to have to explain what's going on. So if the devastation itself and the loss of life and loss of labor, if that wasn't already devastating to the world, to society, then exposing this world, even if we don't have to like, even if the world doesn't have to be made aware of Jujutsu entirely, like we can say if there's something that we don't know going on or whatever explanation they go with that doesn't involve just spilling the whole beans, because obviously they're not going to, they're going to cover it up as much as they can. But regardless of how much they cover it up, this is going to be an incident. This is an incident. This is going to have serious effects on the world. And I'm really curious. It's really interesting that we're already talking about that, getting a little bit like insider trading before things even conclude. We're still in the incident, so I can only imagine what we'll see afterwards. And then we finally return back to Choso. And I'm not entirely sure what to make of this. Yuji is his little brother. But like, obviously this has never happened, right? Obviously. I assume this is more symbolic of his realization. And the fact that he connected with Yuji, which is why he stumbled off and didn't finish the job, is because he can connect with his younger brothers. So when he was about to finish Yuji off, he sensed that massive change of death that was about to happen to Yuji. Which implies that Yuji is either he is or Sukuna is one of the death paintings? Is that why he's so strong? But I don't know if that makes sense. I'm almost wondering if it's Sukuna. I don't know if that would make sense either. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's loads of information from previous episodes that I'm forgetting because I have the memory of a senile goldfish. So please do let me know in the comments of things I may be forgetting, even if you don't just like flat out tell me what this connection is. Just catch me back up to speed on little things. If this is something that we can piece together right now with the information we have, I'm really curious about this. I'm not going to think too much on it though, because at least with the information that's in my brain right now, I don't have really much of an idea, but it's really interesting. Yeah, Geto, who has Gojo. And yeah, Geto shenanigans ensue. And then we learn about effectively the apex of somebody's technique. And specifically Geto's technique in this case. Here we go. A supreme art. Yeah, we saw it from Jogo with the meteor. And who was that before that? Oh, he had one too. I don't remember that. It's the pinnacle of one's technique, aside from domains. The ultimate expression of one's technique. And for curse spirit manipulation, it's Uzumaki, combining curse spirits into one, creating just a super high density ball of cursed energy. So yeah, basically just a nuke button. I just realized I started acting like him. How unlike me. Uzumaki is powerful, but it means you throw away the cursed spirits. It seemed to be a way of getting rid of the low spirits, but then I realized when a cursed spirit above a semi-first grade is used and their technique is extracted, I'm not entirely sure what he means by this. Is he saying that since Uzumaki can effectively turn cursed spirits into cursed energy, he can take a cursed spirit and, well, as he says, extracts its cursed technique? So in other words, he can use Uzumaki, and through using it, he can effectively use Mahito's technique without actually pulling out Mahito himself? Is that what he's implying here? Again, there's just so much this episode. And we get some backup here. And Jujutsu. I only have one jutsu I need. Gunjutsu. Bam. American style. And then we get a little bit here about MIWA, which I've got to go back to. Middle school. She met her mentor. I swung my sword relentlessly because I didn't want to be a burden on my mother. I swung it because I didn't want to die. Put everything into this. Even if it means I'll never swing a sword. Don't say that. And then this. Oh, God, just reliving it. If you're unaware, my two favorite characters in the show are Todo and MIWA. Todo losing his technique. I was fully ready for MIWA to die here, and especially with the reveal of the Supreme Art, he's using it right here, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, come on. I mean, Chekhov's gun, right? Chekhov's technique. And yeah, there's Mahito right there. God, it looks so horrifying. Looks so horrifying. Ugh. God, the black and white like dragon turning into a hand. Just her look of, it's like not even processing. I mean, how do you process this right in front of you? What are you even looking at? What an expression of just raw cursed energy, right? So if he was talking about pulling out, extracting their technique, was he trying to transfigure her? God, the way it's like overlapping over itself. Sorry about that. The way it's like overlapping over itself. What a haunting visual. And then kaboom. There's the explosion. Or is he talking about extracting the technique and... Is he talking about not sacrificing the cursed spirit itself, but having it use its technique and then using that, what's produced from that technique, and converting that into energy for that explosion? So he can basically, rather than turning the cursed spirit into a projectile, he has the cursed spirit create his projectiles, basically, or the ammo for his explosions. It might be that. Oh my God. And then, oh, thank goodness that Hime Sensei's here too. And Panda's here. Yes, everybody is here. And no one's died just yet. And then the man who mixed his blood into the affair. The most vile, hated sorcerer. The loathsome Kamo Noritoshi. Me? No, your namesake. The stain on the Kamo clan. Frickin' boogeyman, the Kishin. All for one, whatever you want to call him. I mean, with his brain, it makes sense he lives as long as he does, right? I don't know what his aide, or I guess Sukuna's aide, I forget their name, but I don't know what their excuse is for living this long, but I mean, they lived way longer, right? Probably for thousands of years. They've been waiting for Sukuna's return, so. To take over other bodies, yeah. Merely one of the many names. So the implication, I think, here is that it wasn't Kamo Noritoshi first. This is just what he was remembered by. But he's been through many iterations before Noritoshi. And he's obviously been through several after. Call me whatever you like. It's your surrogate father. Oh, family relationships are so ugly, aren't they? So then we get the reveal that he is his little brother somehow. Not quite sure about that, but there's just so much this episode. And we get this just incredible fight of just Choso popping off and not dying, at least not yet. And Geto is holding his own, and I was completely baffled by this, but it makes sense with how exhausted Choso is. And also, Choso's not like the craziest martial artist. Obviously, he can use his blood to enhance himself, but God, freezing powers are so underrated. They're really so OP, and just a little moment of levity. Look, you gotta love it. And then even Nishimiya comes in and tries to throw some hands. But then coming in to save the day is she's not quite looking good with this program being a little bit weird, but Toto's master and one of the, like, what is it, 4 special grade sorcerers in the world. I guess one less if you don't include Gojo, who's not technically in the world right now. Regardless. Oh, this is shaping up to be quite the finale, and I'm very excited for it. I'm excited. I hope you're excited as well. If you are, subscribe if you haven't already, get notified as soon as it comes out. If you did enjoy it, please do like it. Again, it really does help me out, and it takes a little effort from you, and it shows the algorithm that people enjoy it and are engaging with it, and so it'll show it to more people, and we can continue to build out the community. In the same way, leaving a comment with your thoughts on the episode. Is there something I missed, something I didn't quite understand? There was certainly several of those. So please do clarify if you'd like to. Or if I should be lost, then don't clarify and just put emojis of just the eyes looking to the side, or just, he doesn't know, does he? He has no idea what he's in for. Whatever you want to comment, whether it's about the episode or something I said that you agree or disagree with, something you want to build off of, I'd love to see you down there. I read every single one without exception. And finally, of course, check out my Patreon if you haven't already. If you just want to share your thanks, or just join as a free member, just see how it looks over there. It's not as active as it will be in the future, because JJK Season 3 will be also going on to Patreon and every show moving forward. So JJK Season 2 is the last that I will not be posting the unaltered versions for free in the comments, in the description. Said that again. But yeah, it'll be on Patreon after that. Obviously, the full version, full videos will always be on YouTube. So whatever you end up doing, thank you so much, though, for watching and for hearing my thoughts and for hopefully sharing your thoughts. And until the next one, hopefully on Friday, I'll do whatever I can to have it there. And if it won't be Friday, it will be Saturday. I can all but guarantee you that we will be finishing Season 2 this week. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Until that time, have a lovely rest of your day.